Hey guys, welcome back. We watched the movie. I'm Jay, this is Captain America, and we're doing it right. We're bringing celebrities and sexual moans into this. Iron Man Ching 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 3. That was my attempt at metal sounding things, but it came off sounding pathetic, but that's okay. Iron Man 3, starring Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Guy Pearce, Ben Kingsley, Alex Trebek. Everybody was in this bitch.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
This movie's not at all what it seems, guys. You watch the trailers, you think it's one thing. Everything you know from the trailers is completely wrong. There's no spoilers in this review. We're going to do a spoiler review because this movie has to have a spoiler review. Trust me.
I've got a vent.
Oh my lord, spoilers.
Got a vent.
Spoilers galore.
As far as acting goes, as far as Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Iron Man, it's still good. It's still top notch. He's still a good.
Dude, I mean, he is Tony Stark.
Yeah, there's no. I am Iron Man. I mean, he is like there's no doubt. Gwyneth Paltrow does a good job with her role. Guy Pearce, not so much. I mean, Guy Pearce is not a bad actor at all. I mean, but it's just as far as like how he put himself in this movie,
He feels underused. Like it feels like he's just playing that guy that's just like, oh, I've got this huge scheme to take over the world, and it's like a typical like Bond type villain.
Yeah, he looked like Val Kilmer. I don't know what that's
He really
about.
did. And that's the thing. Val Kilmer could have played that role the exact same way.
120,000 pounds. Yeah.
You didn't need Guy Pearce for that.
I think Guy Pearce, the way he looked in this, should be in Top Gun remake as Iceman. He looks just like him. Ben Kingsley, I'm not a fan of what they did with the Mandarin, but I'll get more into that when we do the spoiler. But what they asked him to do and what his character was in this movie, he did a good job. I mean, you can't go wrong. Ben Kingsley's a great actor.
I know we was talking about it, but I can't help it, man. Like Robert Downey Jr., even in press conferences, it's like we get to live with a real life Tony Stark in this world. Yeah. Everything the guy says and does is Tony Stark. Gwyneth Paltrow's great in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She has her biggest role ever as Pepper Potts, and she does a great job with it.
Yeah. Special effects,
amazing.
Fucking great.
Oh my god. If you see this movie, see it in 3D. There's something about the way that Iron Man fights and moves where he's like flying and there's the big set pieces and stuff behind him that it feels like, I've never seen an Iron Man movie in 3D before. It feels like it's tailor-made for the 3D.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I felt like I was in Universal Studios, Hollywood. Give me some cotton candy.
I was sitting in my seat like a freaking idiot. Like, just like, ugh.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was weird.
Yeah.
And it always is, like in the first Iron Man, you've got that when she comes downstairs and he's working on his shit, and it's like that, I don't care what my mom says, I'm going to do anything I want to do. And
I want to make it because I'm going to make it, and I don't care. Yeah, that's a great
like
song.
that. It's little cool like songs that are in the Iron Man movies like that, and like Shoot to Thrill, stuff like that. And in this one, it was kind of cool, but it was kind of weird at the same time because there was Christmas songs.
Did you notice that in Iron Man 3 in this movie there was no AC/DC, there was no like hard rock, and it was weird. There is no like it's Christmas music, so I don't know if there was like some kind of plan to release this during the Christmas of 2012 and it got pushed. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go into story.
All
this
right.
is where things get a little bit hectic.
I would say
it's getting kind of hectic. It's getting kind of hectic.
Have you got the power?
The PTSD stuff,
yeah,
really cool. They've got a couple mentions towards what happened in the Avengers, really cool.
Yeah.
Right? The Mandarin thing, the first half of the movie, really cool. He seems like he's going to be a great bad guy. It seems like everything's going to be great for the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
And then it's just like they fumbled the ball.
Yeah, once it starts unraveling, once the plot really starts going, you really sit back and you're like, this plot's kind of stupid, sir. Like you're just like, I'm not impressed at all. Like, and to me, I wasn't impressed with the plot. It just kind of got thrown together near the end.
Yeah, like the first.
It's like if you put a fucking burrito in the microwave and it blew up. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like
said 3 minutes.
It's oozing out just a little bit. The cheese is melting. You're watching it. It's like, oh my.
Some cheesy goodness.
I'm gonna tear that up when it comes out of here, and then all of a sudden, and it's like, what? There's beans everywhere.
That's the weasel. The weasel.
The juice. Squeeze the juice. The twists in this movie are absolutely heartbreaking.
It was towards the end. You're like, you get pissed. You're like, oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. The perfect thing for this movie is, oh wow, awesome, cool. That looks awesome. What?
My balls hurt.
What?
Like you're like, what? Are you serious? Like that's gonna happen right now on screen in front of me while my balls drop down this far? Like that happened?
It's like they had to wrap it all up really fast, and they just throw all this important shit at you that's supposed to be monumental, and they just throw it at you like it's nothing. And you're like, did they just? Nah, surely.
I know.
Really? I mean, and you're like looking at each other like they're gonna do something here, right? And then they don't.
I know. It deflates you. You're just like, well, that fucking sucked.
I gotta look at this in two separate ways like we were talking about. As just a movie, forgetting comic book lore, forgetting, Marvel lore and all that stuff like that and what we want to happen in the future, as a straight up movie, This movie was a spectacle. It had amazing action. The comedy in this is something we didn't mention. The comedy is hilarious. Like there's it's a lot more comedic than you would have thought it would have been. And Tony Stark's Tony Stark. He's just like, he always is. Looking at it as just a movie, not getting my fandom in the way. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.0.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this movie, for me, a 7.0. Like, I just didn't. I mean, I can like look at it as a movie itself, and I can say it's a good movie for what it is. But it's hard for me to let go of the Marvel like lore behind me and not judge it on that. But I just think it was a weaker entry into the whole series. And there's a lot of things they could have done with it that they had a good idea and a good potential to do great things with it, and then they just was like, they decided to go somewhere else and go to a different direction. They just dropped that whole, like, the whole PTSD thing. They could have really made something great with that, and they just decided to go this way. And some of the villains were kind of like hokey. The action sequence was fun. The comedy, when it works, is fun. It's still a great, enjoyable movie, and 3D worked. I mean, definitely go see this in 3D if you get a chance to, but still, it's Iron Man.
Yeah, so it's a great movie that's going to upset you, basically. I mean, and so the question of the day is, guys, all this talk about Robert Downey Jr. maybe not coming back other than the Avengers 2, which is the last thing on his contract. I want to ask you, I mean, I have a hard time with this. I don't even know what to answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you guys, see if you can help me out with it, right?
Okay.
If someone put a gun to your head and said you had to choose someone, you've got to choose someone to replace Robert Downey Jr., who would that be?
Shoot me in the fucking head.
I know, just kill me.
I don't know.
I have nothing.
If you literally, like, the first fucking name comes to your mind. First name. Right now. Tom Cruise.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.